This is NBC Nightly News with Jose Diaz-Balart.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a major escalation from President Trump as he ramps up his push to acquire Greenland. The president threatening new tariffs today on these 8 countries in Europe, all of them NATO allies, including the UK, France, and Denmark, which controls Greenland. President Trump says the U.S. needs Greenland for our national security. But punishing our allies could have huge consequences abroad and here at home, with new tariffs potentially raising prices on American consumers. Our Melanie Zanona is traveling with the president tonight and starts us off.
Tonight, a dramatic escalation in President Trump's push to acquire Greenland that could affect the cost of living here in the U.S. The president announcing plans to use tariffs to punish some of our NATO allies, saying in a Truth Social post that starting February 1st, he'll impose a 10% tariff on all goods from Denmark and 7 other countries until Greenland is sold to the United States. The tariff will then increase to 25% on June 1st if no deal is reached. Trump teasing the idea on Friday.
May put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland, because we need Greenland for national security, so I may do that.
The president's move could hurt our allies abroad and make the cost of living even tougher for Americans at a time when the president is already struggling on the issue of affordability. Foreign leaders are firing back at this threat, with the European Union saying tariffs would risk a dangerous downward spiral. The Danish foreign minister called Trump's statement a surprise, noting just days ago they had a constructive meeting with administration officials to discuss increasing the U.S. military presence in Greenland. At a massive protest in Denmark's capital today, people said they're worried about the island's future. Our Ryan Nobles was there.
You can see behind me in this crowd, people wearing red hats, very similar to Donald Trump's Make America Great Again hats, but they have a very different message. Some say in English, make America go away. Others are in Greenland's native language with, if you translate it into English, a message saying enough is enough.
Trump's tariff announcement comes as a bipartisan congressional delegation has been in Copenhagen to try to reassure our allies.
Greenland needs to be viewed as our ally, not as an asset. And I think that's what you're hearing with this delegation.
If the president pursues purchasing Greenland, the price would be exorbitant. 3 people familiar with the matter say it could cost as much as $700 billion. Greenlanders and Denmark, though, say the island is not for sale.
Melanie Zanona joins me now from West Palm Beach. And Melanie, there's a lot of reaction to this tonight and an emergency summit set for EU ambassadors tomorrow.
That's right. EU ambassadors will meet to weigh a response to the new Greenland-linked tariffs tomorrow, this according to a spokesperson. Meanwhile, the EU's foreign policy chief said today that any disputes could be figured out through NATO and that all of this is just a distraction from Russia's war in Ukraine. Jose?
Melanie Zanona in West Palm Beach. Thank you. And don't miss Kristen Welker's lineup on Meet the Press tomorrow, including Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. That's tomorrow morning right here on NBC. Just in tonight, U.S. military say American forces killed a top al-Qaeda leader in Syria. They say he was linked to that ISIS ambush that killed 2 American troops and an American interpreter in Syria back in December. It comes after U.S. Central Command already launched large-scale strikes on ISIS targets in the region to retaliate for that attack. Also in the Middle East, Iran's supreme leader is blasting the West tonight, blaming the U.S. for those massive anti-regime protests that prompted violent crackdowns. This as we're getting a better picture of just how many people have been killed by the regime in the unrest. Molly Hunter is tracking all of this for us tonight. Molly, good evening.
Jose, today for the first time, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei admitted that thousands of people have been killed. A U.S.-based human rights group estimates about 3,000 protesters have been killed by Iranian security forces. But because of the internet blackout over the last week, the actual numbers are very hard to independently confirm. Now, in his speech today, Khamenei didn't take any responsibility for the killings that he described as, quote, inhumane and savage, instead blaming the protesters and also the United States for inciting the violence, calling President Trump a criminal. President Trump, meanwhile, told Politico, quote, it's time to look for new leadership in Iran. Jose?
Molly Hunter, thank you. Here at home, we are tracking dangerous winter storms sweeping across the country, blanketing much of the east with snow, and another round set for tomorrow. with all of this comes frigid temperatures from the Dakotas all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Valerie Castro reports.
Tonight, across the country, a dangerous winter storm wreaking havoc. A 12-vehicle pileup on I-78 in Pennsylvania leading to a traffic backup as far as the eye could see. State police say one person had to be pulled out of the wreckage. Snow and ice in New York City leading to ground stops today at LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark. Flight cancellations and delays piling up. And a new storm is now taking shape off the coast. Rain and snow showers set to hit areas from the Gulf to the Appalachians and the Northeast. It's one of multiple dangerous systems across the country, putting more than 50 million under winter alerts.
Keep kicking! They're coming for you, but I need you to keep kicking!
Newly released body cam video shows how rescue teams pulled a fisherman in Michigan to safety earlier this week after he fell through the ice on a lake in Kalamazoo.
We're going to use this to move you up to a warm ambulance, all right?
The fisherman later reunited with his rescuer in the hospital. In New York City tonight, the mayor is warning people to stay off the roads as the treacherous storm moves through much of the Northeast.
I love ice skating.
And yet for some in the city, the weather is a winter wonderland.
It was snowing earlier. You came out to take advantage anyway?
Yeah, I mean, the snow stopped and it's New York, so beautiful with the lights and everything, and it's a great experience for the kids.
And Valerie Castro joins us live from Bryant Park in New York City. Valerie, despite all this snow and cold, there's worries tonight about possible wildfires.
Yeah, I would say tonight 7 million people are under fire alerts in parts of Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, and South Texas, where dry conditions and wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour are real cause for concern. Jose.
Valerie Castro in New York City, thank you. To Minneapolis, and a city on edge tonight as people once again took to the streets today. But this time there were dueling crowds demonstrating both in support of and against ICE's presence there. Shaquille Brewster reports.
Dueling protests tonight in Minneapolis getting heated.
I'm 100% on board with ICE in every way.
Law enforcement on high alert as a conservative influencer and January 6th defendant who was pardoned by President Trump planned to march downtown.
And right in front of the Minneapolis City Hall, you see that conservative pre-planned protest, but you have anti-ICE protesters surrounding them, trying to drown out that message.
The latest round of demonstrations after the fatal shooting death of Renee Good by ICE officer Jonathan Ross.
Get out of the mall.
Two people familiar with the investigation into that shooting now telling NBC News federal officials are investigating Good's partner Becca to determine whether she may have impeded that officer before he opened fire. In a statement, her lawyer says there has been no contact from the FBI or federal officials indicating Becca Good is the subject of an investigation. As the Justice Department also investigates Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey for allegedly conspiring to impede federal immigration agents through their public statements, two sources tell NBC News.
The most striking thing about this investigation is that it appears so far to be centered primarily on the speech of Walz and Frey. But if they find any additional conduct, then speech plus conduct can be punished.
The Justice Department tonight not commenting. Frey calling it an obvious attempt to intimidate me. Waltz writing, quote, the only person not being investigated for the shooting of Renee Good is the federal agent who shot her. But even in areas without protests, many residents in Minneapolis are hurting.
You're just constantly, your head's on a swivel.
Stores are empty, like your day-to-day life is just very different.
Pilates instructor Sabrina Chavez says she sees the impact in the faces of her clients as she tries to project strength herself.
It feels so heavy. I try the best I can to be strong for them so they can have some escape, and I want to be able to give that to them. It's so heartbreaking.
And Shaquille Brewster joins us tonight in St. Paul. Shaq, a federal judge is also putting restrictions on how agents and officers respond to some protesters.
That's right. That federal judge ordering agents like these to stop pepper spraying, detaining, and pulling over peaceful protesters. But DHS tonight saying that they're taking appropriate and constitutional measures to protect their agents. Jose?
Shaquille Brewster in St. Paul, thank you. We're following a major measles outbreak in South Carolina tonight, and just as we're reaching the height of flu season. Here's Erica Edwards.
Tonight, the massive South Carolina measles outbreak surging. Infections nearly doubling in a week, now up to 558, more than 500 others quarantined.
We have right now the largest outbreak in the U.S., and it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Those cases mostly centered in the northwest corner of the state.
What is it about the upstate that's prompted this outbreak?
There are areas in the upstate where the vaccination rate is very low. There are some areas in some schools where the vaccination rate had actually been below 25%.
State health officials say at least 8 schools have had exposures.
What's going on in Spartanburg County now is the best example of is that even small pockets of undervaccinated people can result in widespread transmission for this highly infectious virus.
Most of those infected are children between 5 and 17 years old, nearly all unvaccinated. Despite the rise in cases, just 18 people showed up at free vaccine clinics this week.
When you have those pockets where the rate is really, really low, that just creates a tinderbox.
Across the U.S., at least 10 states seeing new measles cases just this month. This outbreak hitting at the height of flu season, with the CDC reporting 18 million Americans sickened so far, and 15 new pediatric flu deaths, bringing this season's total to 32. It's not too late to get the flu shot, experts say. Flu season can last into spring. Erica Edwards, NBC News.
Still ahead tonight, the Artemis II rocket moves into position for the first human mission to the moon in more than 50 years. And caught on camera, Good Samaritans save a driver that plunged into the water. Next. Back now with a dramatic rescue in Virginia Beach. Good Samaritans literally jumping in to save another driver who was trapped in their SUV that plunged into the water. That driver was lifted out just as it was completely submerged. Now, everyone involved was checked out at the hospital, but no one was seriously hurt. Also tonight, NASA is preparing for liftoff for its Artemis II rocket, now set to make the first human mission to the moon in more than a half-century. Gotti Schwartz has more on the big move today, taking them one step closer to launch day.
Tonight, NASA literally crawling closer to launch, rolling this 11 million pound moon rocket to the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center slower than 1 mile an hour. The hours-long rollout is a milestone for the Artemis II mission, set to send astronauts deeper into space than ever before. If all goes to plan, the 4-person crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen will slingshot around the moon as soon as next month.
This is the start of a very long journey.
NASA says the crew could even look at parts of the moon never seen by human eyes before.
I think others are going to join us in staring at the moon a lot more as there are humans flying around the far side. I think that's just good for humanity.
The roughly 10-day mission is a crucial test for NASA's plan to put people on the moon by the end of this decade.
We're swinging for the fence, trying to make the impossible possible.
If Artemis II is successful, it'll set up an even bolder push, not just getting to the moon, but staying there. The goal, setting up lunar bases before astronauts eventually make their way to Mars.
We've been on this journey for about 2.5 years, and we truly look at that and see teamwork.
All the people here on Earth, when they look up at the moon during our mission, before our mission, after our mission, during Artemis 3 and missions beyond, all the way to Artemis 100, they'll know that not only have we been there in the past, but we actively go there. We send people there because we're humans that must explore.
A mission celebrating human ingenuity at its finest and most daring. Gotti Schwartz, NBC News.
There's good news tonight. So often the good news doesn't get as much attention as the bad. So every Saturday we highlight the many people who spread joy and love. And these are just some of those stories this week.
Happy birthday to you.
For this California family, neighborly love goes far beyond a simple smile. Nancy Delgado and her kids made sure their neighbor Maria didn't celebrate her birthday alone.
Why are we baking her the cake?
Because we love her.
Because for the Delgados, Maria is more than just a neighbor. She's family.
I
I just felt this warmth in me seeing those two little guys.
Their mother, Nancy, says it's important to build community.
For me, it was planting that seed into my children about kindness.
Make a wish, Maria.
Okay, my wish is... It was a beautiful moment.
Happy birthday.
In Washington, a gift that is music to the ears. That's Charlie Hartshorn opening a personalized vinyl from his daughters Allie and Caitlin. But the real present was a one-of-a-kind record and a singer he hasn't heard in decades. The woman singing? That's Charlie's mother, Judy, who passed away when he was only 19 years old.
It's been over 30 years since I've heard her voice, and then to hear it singing, I couldn't stop from crying.
His daughter Allie knew this was exactly what her dad needed to hear.
A gift of time, I think, is much more important than things that money could buy.
The true gifts that I think matter the most are the ones that you can feel the most love behind.
And right before the Rose Parade in California, applause for this trombone player, Josh Boyd, from the band director's marching band. His bandmates not cheering him on for a musical performance, but to honor his late daughter, Emily. She saved 3 lives through organ donation. And the people surrounding John, their fellow donor families and organ recipients, also part of the parade. What happens next? A gesture for an entire community words cannot describe.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.